In the heart of the city, two siblings found themselves alone in their lavish home. Their parents, adorned in their best attire, had left to toast to their recent business triumph. The children, though initially bubbling with the thrill of unsupervised freedom, soon settled into their usual routine. The elder sibling, a responsible figure, took charge, ensuring their evening was filled with laughter and light-hearted banter. The house, usually bustling, felt eerily quiet on this particular night. As the minutes ticked away, the atmosphere began to thicken with a sense of unease. Then, out of nowhere, the siblings heard a strange sound. It was a soft yet persistent noise that seemed to emanate from the depths of their basement. It was a sound they had never heard before, a sound that broke the silence of their solitary evening. From the depths of the basement, a chilling sound echoed, a child's soft sobbing. The older sister, curiosity piqued, ventured into the basement, the source of the unsettling noise. The familiar, comforting environment of their home was replaced by a dimly lit, musty basement. The sobbing, once faint, now echoed through the narrow walls, guiding her deeper into the shadows. It was a cry that tugged at the heartstrings, a mournful whimper that seemed to resonate with a chilling loneliness. The sound led her to an antiquated, dust-laden doll. Its glassy eyes stared back at her, a silent plea etched into its porcelain face. The doll was a relic of a bygone era, its faded attire and worn-out features indicative of years of neglect. As she reached out and picked up the doll, a shiver ran down her spine. A sense of dread washed over her, an inexplicable wave of terror that left her heart pounding. She hastily dialed her parents, her hands trembling as she relayed the strange discovery. The moment she mentioned the doll, their jovial laughter was replaced by a chilling silence. Alarm laced their voices as they demanded she return the doll to its resting place. It wasn't a request, but a panicked command. Their words were filled with an urgency and fear that made her blood run cold. A sudden cold gust of wind blew through the basement, causing her to drop the phone. The doll's glassy eyes seemed to gleam in the dim light, its silent plea now replaced by an eerie, unsettling stare. The sobbing had ceased, replaced by an unnerving silence that hung heavy in the air. As fear gripped their hearts, the parents urged their children to leave the doll and raced home. The joy of their celebration was forgotten, replaced by a primal fear for their children's safety. The chilling cry of the doll was a haunting reminder of a past they had tried to bury, a past that was now threatening to consume their present. The parents arrived home only to be met with a deafening silence. A chill ran down their spines. The festive mood they had previously been in was now replaced by a wave of dread. The house, usually filled with the laughter and chatter of their two children, was unnervingly quiet. The absence of sound was almost tangible, a heavy blanket of silence that seemed to smother the usual warmth of their home. Their hearts pounded in their chests as they rushed from room to room, calling out the names of their children. Each echo of their voices bouncing off the walls seemed to mock their growing desperation. The house responded with nothing but silence, a silence that seemed to grow louder with each passing second. Every corner, every nook of the house was checked, but their children were nowhere to be found. The only evidence of their existence were the remnants of a day spent in play, scattered toys, a half-finished board game, the flickering television screen casting an eerie glow in the dimly lit living room. In the midst of their frantic search, they noticed the basement door ajar. The father, a knot of dread in his stomach, descended the creaky stairs to the basement. There, in the dust-lit gloom, sat the doll. Its glassy eyes seemed to watch him, a silent observer to the unfolding drama. It sat there, almost as if mocking their plight, its painted smile a cruel reminder of the innocent curiosity that had led them to this terrifying moment. The parents continued their search, their voices growing hoarse from calling out to their children. As minutes turned into hours, they were left to confront the horrifying reality. Their children were gone, vanished into thin air, leaving behind an empty house filled with echoes of a happier time. Their desperate cries were swallowed by the silence, leaving only the echo of a doll's laughter. Their children were gone, swallowed by the silence, leaving only the echo of a doll's laughter.